Life's simplest but one of the most toughest lessons that some of us have learned or are learning, that it is a big difference between wanting something, wanting someone versus being ready for something, being ready for someone. And this goes both ways. Many a times people say they want you, people think that they want you, but in reality they're not ready for you when you walk into their life. Because when you walk into their life, they don't even know how to handle you. But in all honesty, they do really want you. I'm not talking to people who are evil, malicious players and playettes, who are evil, malicious people who are just haters as friends or family. Because at one point in life, we need to understand and accept, because it takes a minute for us to get here, that it's a big difference between somebody wanting us versus somebody being ready for us. And this can be somebody who wants to be friends with you, but they just can't handle the type of friend that you are. They just can't handle your values, your morals. They play along with it. But today I'm talking to those people who've been with fake friends, fake people in your life. So now you are coming in with an energy of exactly who you are if you've not been that. And if you've always been that, you just are that more openly without being a people pleaser. So again, going back, wanting something is very different from somebody being ready for a presence in their life, and vice versa. You can want someone in your life in any capacity, but are you ready for their presence in your life? Life is all about practicing healthy detachment. And initially, I really couldn't wrap my head around the concept of how do you detach from someone when you love them, right? Because you're always supposed to be together, always supposed to put them first before you and shit like that. And I always had a rose-colored glasses of people in my life, because I went in with very pure intentions, which backfired obviously. So that's why I have no friends, and I'm glad I don't. But at the end of the day, I now know that I am not ready for snakes in my life. I don't want snakes in my life, but I want good people in my life. And now I understand, because I understand the difference of someone being ready to be in my life versus somebody wanting to be in my life, as poles apart. And they can be as close or as apart to me today, but I know how to attach and detach nicely. Even with you, how many times have you allowed people in your life who just could not handle your emotions, your values, your thought process, and you are a non-toxic individual who keeps it real with people? So if somebody has an issue with you, it's a them problem, because that's a fact. Because you don't bother nobody, you're not in anybody's fucking drama, but you mind your business. You're literally in nobody else's business. And that means you're very okay and comfortable with your life that you have today. And you're not thinking about what after 1 month, after a year and stuff like that. There are people in your ears today telling, what about this, what about that, look at this, look at that about you. Whatever it may be, single, taken, age, sect, color, race, finance, whatever levels people want to judge you at, or even if it's out of concern, you are in a level where you just know this is it and this is life and it is what it is. I'm not saying that you're not alert, you're not ambitious, but you don't take life that seriously, because at the end of the day, you know that life has shown you so much. Initially, if you were trying to make things happen with somebody, make things happen in your life, it just didn't fucking work. And even if it worked for some time, inside you felt hollow, empty, dead, because you needed it. And that's one big difference between needing and wanting something. So if you're in a place where today you know that I want this man as a woman, I don't need him, but I want him, I can take care of my own, but I want a partner. And this goes for men as well. You as a man, you have a lot of bitches on your dick, but you know that you want this woman. You don't need this woman, or even if you don't have bitches on your dick, you don't entertain those type of women. You're not that type of a man. You're a divine masculine. But you know who you want. And if it's not about a woman or a man, you know exactly what it is that you've paid your mind to, your attention to, and most importantly, what God has told you. So you're those 10% of people I'm talking to today who exactly know what you want, and it's very different from what you need, because many a times now we are realistic about our present sense of self, our present status, financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, that what we can achieve, what we can't achieve, what we can have, what we can't have. So even if we need something, is it out of an egotistical need, or is it because it's a necessity? And if it's a necessity, it's a necessity. That's different. That's survival. But at the end of the day, I'm talking about those things that we want, and we are very realistic about that want. And while we are being realistic about our want, we also need to understand, are we ready in ourselves to have that thing, to incorporate that thing, whatever that is, or that person? And if we are fully ready about the person, and that's why we're in a place where we say, yeah, we want this man, we want this woman. Is that man, is that woman in the place where they say they want you, but are they ready for you? Because when somebody is ready for you, they will show you that they can meet you on a level that you're at, meet you in the middle, and at the end of the day, you will show that person that you are ready to have them in your life, if it's a person. And if it's a thing, you know it may cost you a lot, it may cost you a lot of hardships, it may not always be hunky-dory, or you probably predict a few things from the beginning, but you still go for it. But on the other hand, when you just want something and deep inside you know that you're not ready, that's when issues start to begin. You're not 100% committed to it. You start working around it. You just do things that makes you happy. You don't really put in your 100%. But while you want it so desperately, and then it's not yielding the results that you want, you start to get frustrated about this want of yours. Because when you want something without an intention of putting in the work, then you're not ready for it. But you want it because you want the satisfaction that comes out of it, or the attention that comes out of it on you from people that you want the attention from. And you can be realistic about it only when you sit with yourself and when you're ready to face yourself. So today, even if you are that 10% of people who's actually really humble and doing your own thing, just try to understand if you're wanting something, and if you are really putting in the work, are you really putting in the work for yourself, and you're fully being yourself in achieving that, whatever you want, for your own happiness and joy and what's in your spirit, or you're still feeling bad about nobody's giving me attention, nobody's checking in on me, nobody has said that they're proud of me, are they looking at my work, blah, 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 blah. If that is the intention of what is coming out of your want, and that's why you want it, then that's an egotistical want. You need to go deeper as to why you want it, because you may think you're ready, but when you actually get it, would you be able to handle it? Would you still remember why did you want this in the first place? Are you going to be humble when you get it? There are a lot of things that you need to put thought in when you just say, I want something, I want someone. Because at the end of the day, we also need to be realistic that what we want may not want us back, first of all. And we need to be okay with it, because 10% of us are okay with what life has planned for us, and what's written is written, and we're okay with it. For example, if it's a partner and you desperately want to be in a relationship with this person, but also you're not ready to give up your single lifestyle, you will always be dancing in between being in a relationship and your single lifestyle. And if in a relationship, if you are constantly missing being single, and when you're single, you miss the fruits or the perks of a relationship, you end up having friends with benefits. You end up having casual sex. You end up breaking a person's heart, because at the end of the day, you show a person that you love them, and you probably do, or you're probably so lustfully attached to them, you just don't want to let go of the relationship. So 99% of the problems that we have today in relationships in the world, when it comes to lust, and we mistake it for like or love, is because of this. Because you want something, but you're not ready for it. You want the idea of a man, you want the idea of a woman, but you're not ready for it. You want to have your cake and eat it too. And when it comes to really stepping up, when you actually find the one, you can't. Because at the end of the day, you ruin a God-sent relationship. But at the end of the day, we also can't go chasing something when it's not written for us. And we understand that as well. And even if you identify that this person is actually my life partner and I am in love with this person, but somewhere, somehow, you're not ready to have this person be a part of your life. So you don't open up, you close off, or whatever you do in the relationship space. And this is you or something that's happened to you. So want is not enough for something to work. There has to be want on both ends, of course, but there also have to be the accountability and understanding of looking within and with our partners and communicating if we are ready for each other. And that does not mean you part ways, but how do you turn that want into being ready is you both showing up in the relationship for each other every minute of every fucking day. And that's what 10% of you people do. And therefore you all are in successful relationships, or you are still finding that space within the relationship where you both are ready for whatever step you want to take with each other, but you want each other. So you are the people I'm talking to, where you're not replacing each other with some other person, some other thing, some other vice, because that makes you feel less than, and that's the whole MO of your partner. Those are karmic people. That's not who I'm making this video for. But just find a space where you can really incorporate each other and just really let go of those things that's blocking you as third parties, people, places, things. Let them all fucking go. Let it all go. Talk to each other, and eventually you'll find that space where you're ready for that step. So don't rush it. But also be intentional about each other. Because as long as you're intentional about each other and you know that you want each other and you've decided for each other, that's it. No one can come in between. But if either of you are not ready for putting in the work for the fucking want, then get the out. Because that causes a lot of mental, emotional, physical trauma. Be it lovers, friends, family. Nobody wants to be honest, but they just want you. And when it comes to really keeping you in their life, they can't. So you leave jaded. And you cause people in your life to get jaded because you were jaded. So you bleed onto people. And if it's not you, then if there's somebody doing that to you, analyze, realize that you are just a want in this man's life, in this woman's life. They don't want to put in the work. Because you're just satisfying this current need of what they have. And if they keep coming back in your life, it's only because they want to see, can they still have you in a way that the ego wants you, to see if they have control over you. So not everybody who says they want you with an intention of putting in the work for you. Because if they do, they'd keep you in their life. And if you are leaving people jaded because you want this woman, you want this man, selfishly, please think about that man and that woman's heart, her mind. And if you can't see that, let them go. But if you see it, put in the work and do what it takes to keep these people in your life. And if they're doing that for you, and if you're not doing that for them, please be realistic with them. Because when we take accountability of wanting, needing, and being ready, a lot of games just go out of the window. And many of us don't even play games intentionally. But it's just that we are not ready to have that conversation. A lot of things can get easy if you just communicate. And as a human being, I can tell you, once you want someone, you've already made that decision. You've already chosen that person. So the hard part is done. But if it's not about other people, you owe it to yourself. We become addicted to a very toxic circle of wanting something and not being able to achieve it. But subconsciously, we're not even putting in the work. Because we need to understand, are we ready to put in the work and not make this about people and the world and just put our head down and go after this want? Because instant gratification does not go hand in hand with wanting something which requires real efforts. And if it is something that you're ready for and you're ready to take the good with the bad, then go for it, because you're ready for whatever comes your way. If it's a success, failure, it's not going to break your morale. It's not going to turn you into a bitter person. You're going to turn to God. So if you're there, you're ready.